Thousands stranded in the dark all day in Atlanta. The power still out at the world's busiest airport during one of the busiest weekends of the year for air travel. And this will affect other travels across the nation and internationally tomorrow. Officials in Atlanta say a fire in an underground facility caused damage to the substation serving all of the terminals at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Georgia Power says it hopes to have the electricity back on in the next hour. Meantime, all flights scheduled through Atlanta are grounded. Some people are trying to find hotel rooms still. Some have been stuck on the tarmac. More than 100 planes have been stuck on the tarmac in Atlanta for hours. Perhaps the worst case scenario, parents unable to get to their young children flying as unaccompanied minors.
I've talked to at least 10 other parents that are waiting for their kids to get off these planes and nothing is going on.
If they can't book us for tonight, we'll just stay at a hotel and have a nice steak dinner and then just come back in the morning.
This outage will have ripple effects throughout the country, including here in the tri-state. We are on your side with what this means for you if you are flying in the next few days during this busy holiday travel week. 9 on your side reporter Jake Ratliff is live at the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport. Jake?
Well, Jolie, we're not seeing that impact just yet, but we soon will here at CVG. Think of it as a domino effect. And really the big question is, when is Atlanta Airport going to have power? Once we know the answer to that question, then the dominoes will begin to fall into place. Until then, folks that have flights here at CVG, well, they definitely need to be prepared. The world's busiest airport at a standstill.
It is just going to be an absolute nightmare for these airlines, both domestically and internationally.
Aviation expert Jay Ratliff says the power outage impacts hundreds of thousands of passengers. And when the power is restored, it's still going to take time as airlines deal with a backlog of those passengers.
Where are you going to put them? You can put 5 on this flight, 10 on this flight, 17 on this flight. It's going to take the airport employees, as far as the airlines, a considerable amount of time to get the passengers out of that airport. So it's going to be kind of a circus, if you will, through the course of the next couple of days.
Ratliff says a timeline for travelers to return home could be within the next day.
Let's hope by this time tomorrow. It's a best guess at this point, because if the flight you're on is canceled, then they're basically going to have to rebook you onto another flight.
1 out of every 10 flights comes through Atlanta every day. And with all the airlines now having to reconfigure flights across the country, you should assume your flight going anywhere out of CVG may be affected.
I would get to the airport several hours early, try to get in front of an agent while you're in line, try to get through to somebody on the phone, and then basically whoever you reach first, see what options you might have that are made available to you.
And one of the other options that you would have or could have would be to request for an online reroute. Basically, you'd be asking to be moved to a different hub, having a flight go through a different hub, and then connecting into where you need to go. Now, we're going to stay on top of this. We'll let you know when power is restored in Atlanta and the impact that it could have here in CVG. We'll stay on top of that on WCPO.com. For now, reporting live at CVG, Jake Ratliff, 9 on your side.